Today on Dark Holes, P. Diddy, he's a freak. He's doing freaked up stuff. He's got lubes, enough lubes to drown an entire city and people. He's doing weird stuff to people. Taser knife fighting league. A new fighting league has come into my brain space and I'm happy about it, guys. I'm happy about it. And we have some write-ins. Probably the best write-in is about a lady getting fisted and her vagina ripping. That's probably the best one. All today on Dark Holes. Okay. Dude, guys, people, we got new Celsius flavor today. We tried. I don't really usually like lemon anything. I do like lemonade, but it's not my favorite. I'm just like, sour is not my favorite of the mouth sensations of the taste centers. I prefer savory. I prefer sweet. I prefer salty. Bitter. No one loves bitter. Bitter's not there to be loved. Bitter is there to be like, it has its place mixed with a couple of things. Of course, coffee is bitter, but you can't go too bitter. I mean, there's another flavor set or taste sense apparently for rot that someone told me once, and I can't remember what the name of it is. But anyways, sour's low tier to me. Sour's like C tier flavor for me. Producer, I can hear you blowing your nose in my ears. It's okay. Were you sick?
A little bit.
You're a little sick? What do you got?
I don't know. I'm just got like a little sniffle today.
Little snifflies?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hey, that's all right, dude. Sometimes you sniff a bit. I'm feeling I got to be honest for everyone listening to this app. You might see it in my eyes. I am not feeling 100 today. I went to a wedding. We'll do that after. Okay, that's in the what's going on with me section. But I'm not feeling 100. P. Diddy, dude. With new Celsius flavor. We got the fucking strawberry lemonade. We're trying that. Seeing what kind of power yellow gives me. I'm on a yellow energy today. Lightning-esque power going through my body. Okay. But P. Diddy is doing freak shit, bro. Are we? Okay, we all knew P. Diddy was up to some freakadeaky stuff. We know that he recently got arrested in New York City, came to Manhattan. Apparently he was in Manhattan for 2 weeks, hanging out, doing stuff. His attorney set up all the stuff so he was going to go to the jail and be like, all right, we're presenting you P. Diddy. We know you guys been looking for him. We know you guys want to get your hands on Mr. Sean Combs. And they brought him in and then they arrested him. And then the judge was like, we're keeping him until the trial. He's being detained until the trial. I don't really know what that means. Does he stay in a jail if he's detained? Does he get to hang at home, but they put a little ankle thing on him? But P. Diddy, they're not letting P. Diddy be a little rascally rabbit and run away again to the Green Islands or wherever the fuck he went where you can't be I'm surprised he came back. I thought P. Diddy was like, I got away. I'm never coming back. The fact that he came back blows my mind. Yeah, I thought he would have like a bunch of money hanging out in some place and he would just live the rest of his days out in some obscure place where they could never come and get him. I thought that was the plan, but I guess he, for whatever reason, he feels like he can win this case. His lawyer said he is an imperfect man, but not a criminal. That's what he said, which will become hilarious as we dive deeper into this, because the feds or the cops, they raid his home. They take all his stuff. They look through his things. They find 1,000 bottles of oils and lubes. 1,000 bottles of oils and lubes. Are you serious, guys? Do you realize how many bottles? Do you realize how much freakadeaky shit you have to be doing? I have 1 jar of coconut oil that I use for moisturizing. That is my number 1 moisturizer. I use it for my face, for my hair, for my lips. I like it a lot. All natural, organic shit. 1 jar with all the freak shit I get up to lasts me months. Months. He needed 1,000 bottles ready to go at any time because the freak shit he's doing is 1,000 times higher than me, and I'm probably above average freak shit. He was doing freak offs. Do you realize what a freak off is, guys? I don't think anyone realizes what a freak off is, because I'm pretty sure he invented the freak off. A freak off is like a standoff or a battle of just sexual blasting back and forth. Energy, cum shot, titty blast, ass fuck, just firing back and forth at each other. He would get a bunch of sex workers. He was apparently flying in sex workers from different parts of the country. He was like flying them in from overseas, from different states, getting that alone is sex trafficking. When you pay to get a sex worker to cross state lines for your freak shit, that means you are currently sex trafficking. If you didn't know, if you're driving down the highway and you see a prostitute on the side of the road and she goes, "I'm heading to Louisiana," and you go, "Get in." And you're driving, you go, "What do you do?" And she's like, "I might give you a sucky for a nickel." You got to go, "Get out of my car." If I take you across state lines, that's considered sex trafficking, even though I'm just being a good Samaritan, picking up a hitchhiker who happens to be a prostitute. That was none of my business. But you can't drive prostitutes across state lines. You can't request them to come across state lines. That is sex trafficking. I'm pretty sure. Producer, can you look that up for me? I'm giving legal advice here. Don't ever take my legal advice, first of all. If you guys are listening to this podcast and you're like, "Oh my God, Chase teaching us something," no. I'm not a teacher. I am here to fill your ears with garbage. The trash works its way in and you go, if anything, you should leave here. At the end of at the end of every Dark Holes podcast, you should leave more confused than when it started. But P. Diddy, he was bringing in all these people, and then he was having people that he had drugged. So apparently he would drug people, and he would get them to do these freak shit competitions with 1,000 bottles of oil. And this is how the freak shits would go down, was he would direct them, masturbate. He would have multiple people fucking at the same time. Some people were like girlfriends of his. And then, am I correct on the sex trafficking? I am. Okay, I'm actually a genius, guys. He would have all these prostitutes fucking in one. So it's like a battle royale, a massive orgy of endless freak shit that would go on for days. Guys. Marathon fuck sesh. He's just spraying lubricant onto these people. I'm sure there's just a tarped floor, slip and slide type of situation. And the people would just slide their genitals into each other. He would film the whole thing, direct the whole thing. You wouldn't be allowed to leave. He would have IVs set up so people could rehydrate like they're professional athletes. This is insane level of debauchery. Now, something I think we need to get to the bottom of with the freak shit is don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, okay? When it comes to the freak shit, the thing that was wrong about it was forcing people to do it, filming them against their will, leveraging that footage into controlling them and humiliating them and threatening their lives, that you would kill them, which is something else apparently he would do. If they talked about your freak shit that would go down, that was the part that was wrong. The freak shit itself, pretty good idea. I think we got to get freak shit on a regular, like if you can get some of your best pals together, and you get some of the best boys, some of the best ladies, everyone gets together, you all pitch in for lube, everyone throws in $25, goes to the lube budget, you saran wrap your whole apartment, get everything covered, and you just start fucking spraying people down, everyone's nude, covered in baby oil, and you go, "Hey guys, no one's leaving, we're gonna fuck until we break." Marathon fuck sesh, dude. There was also something in there that said the injuries that would happen from freak outs, for freak offs, would take weeks to heal. Weeks. Could you imagine you are forced to fuck so intensely that your cock is like swollen for a week, your balls are battered for a week, your gooch is gashed for a week, your pussy is pounded for a week, your tits are tattered for a week, your ass is anguished for a week? Could you imagine? P. Diddy, probably the king of being a freak. I don't think anyone, I think even Epstein's like, holy shit, dude. Holy moly, man. Like take it easy. I don't think even Epstein could have hung around in the freak shit space for as long as he did. As long as P. Diddy did. What else was going on? The freak offs. We have the injuries. We got the IVs to rehydrate. But yeah, like I think my main point on the freak off is separate the art from the artist. With the artist, bad guy, doing it in a bad way. But the art of a freak off, of marathon fuck sessions with some people, some people are willing and interested in fucking for extremely long, extended periods of time with a lube budget that would take months to save up to afford. An Airbnb that you don't care if you ruin. You give like a fake name and a fake credit card. You get one of those credit cards that you can you put money on and then it only works for like a limited period of time, like a gift card. And then you rent an Airbnb on that, and then you get 25 people. No, that's an odd number. 26, 13 and 13. 13 guys, 13 gals, and we're lubed up to the tits. There's a pool. There's a hot tub. There's a nice backyard area. Big hedges so no one can see in. Or maybe you want people to see in. Maybe that's part of the freak shit. You want people to be looking in from their bedroom window being like, yo, they're having a freak off in that Airbnb. I'm calling the police. And the police show up and they go, kunk, 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 kunk. Are you guys having a freak off in there? And you answer the door, completely lubricated, glistening like you were just laminated. And you go, sir, we're not having a freak off in here unless you got a warrant to come in here and disturb our Thanksgiving dinner. We have Thanksgiving on our own time. We don't do it on regular holiday hours. Then I would ask you to leave right now, please. That sounds like a good plan. Separate the art from the artist. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Freak offs should be a thing that we should all try out, I think. We all got to get into a little bit of a freak off. But hey, guys, this is Dark Holes. Dark Holes with Jade Arena. It's my podcast, my solo podcast. What are dark holes? Of course, dark holes. We're going to dark holes of people, dark holes of culture, and then your dark holes. You at home have dark holes you want to share with us. So it's just like we go into the obscure. What are people not? And I think P. Diddy having crazy. I don't think you guys. A lot of you saw the headline, which was 100 bottles of oil. But what a freak off was all about. I'm here to get into that for you so you don't have to go to ABC News and read about the freak off. I read the freak off info for you. I give you the hot takes. I tell you how it's all going down. But what is going on with me? First, we, of course, have the Patreon. We got the Patreon, guys. Patreon, of course, if you guys want an extra episode every week, we go live. We have it on Patreon. I told you I'm feeling a little off today, so I might be a little stumbly on some of my stuff, guys. The Celsius, we got the second guy over there. What did I get for the second guy? We got the Kiwi Guava. I've had that flavor before, so it's a more predictable high. This unknown controlled energy is going to burst out of me. But yeah, I'm feeling, I don't know. So before we talk about the Patreon stuff, I went to a wedding. I went to a wedding over the weekend, and it was in Ontario, Canada. So I flew out over there, and it was so much fun. I got to see a lot of old pals, a lot of old friends, catch up with some people, perhaps participate in some substances that you would see at a freak-off. So some illicit things that may or may not be freak-off adjacent. I didn't have a freak-off. Didn't freak off with anyone. Actually, the night ended with me and another comic in a hotel room eating an enormous amount of Wendy's and just like shooting the shit about life and stuff. And be like, yeah, some remember when conversations. It was really good. But it was a lot of travel in a short period of time. I literally flew to the same day the wedding was, landed, went, got all the wedding stuff, got ready, went to the wedding, did all the wedding things. Then the next day, flew back. And I think I had shows that night or a stream that night. It was a lot stacked on top of itself. And then I don't know if whenever I take certain substances, it's not the next day I feel fucked up. It's like the day after where I feel like, whoa, okay, I'm kind of feeling it now. So that would be today. Today is the day after where I'm like, all right, I'm really feeling a little rocky. Okay. But it was good. But it was a good time. But yeah, the Patreon for $5 a month, you get the ability to write in. You get the ability to get an extra ad-free episodes. And then there's the Discord. You get access to the Discord as well, guys. This week on the Patreon, we're going to be talking about Shannon Sharp's sex tape. We're going to be talking about Sydney Sweeney and Anna de Armas having a threesome scene in their movie together. Ay. And we're also going to be talking about mommy issues, which I think are on the rise. And I have some data to prove it, guys. Some data to prove it. I'm back on some no drinking shit. I'm trying to calm down on how much I kind of was like not drinking a lot in preparation for this wedding because I knew this wedding I was going to go hard. So now I'm back to like not drinking. I went to the gym yesterday, lifted really good. My shoulder is a little sore from that, so I didn't go today. I was like, let's take today off. You're feeling a little off. Your shoulder hurts a bit. Take a day off, and then we'll get at it tomorrow, and we'll be bing bang boom going hard, which I think is the right choice because my shoulder feels way better than it did when I woke up this morning. Oh yeah, let's do the 5-star review of the week. 5-star review of the week. Yo, dude, love the pod. My girlfriend heard me listening to it and was so inspired by your perverted ways. She's going to let me cornhole all her friends. Many are already interested. That's beautiful. That's so sweet. Could you imagine that you introduce your loved one to a type of media that you enjoy, and then it snowballs into them letting you explore your sexual fantasies in a deep and freak-offish way? I really am so glad I can inspire people, because that's what this is all about, right? I want people to feel better at the end of the day. I want them to feel better about themselves, feel better about their relationships, feel better about the world. I mean, I don't know if that was the motivation when we started this whole thing. It's more that I just want to rant into a microphone and make people listen to it. Oh, and we still have the same Patreon goal going. If we can hit, every week we get more patrons, which I'm always every time I see that beep, I'm like, yes! If we get to 232 patrons, I will tattoo the words dark holes on the inside of my lip. Very excited for that. Which will be my first tattoo ever. It's like, what a great reason to get a tattoo in support of commemorating all of us coming together, the people supporting my career, moving in a direction I wanted to move in. I can't think of a better reason to. All right, we're going into the Taser Knife Fight Championship. Okay, guys, I don't know if you are familiar with what a taser knife is, but it's like that taser, when you click it, it makes a bridge of electricity over two prongs, and it's visually very menacing, and I think it hurts quite a bit as well. I don't think it feels good at all. I think the point of it is to hurt people, but I also think it's supposed to be visually hey, don't come near me, sir. Don't come near me. It's dark and we're in a park, and if you come near me, I'll use my taser knife. I think pepper spray is better because blinding someone, just pain, some people can play through the pain, but blinding, yeah, they got to now rely on their other senses. They must become a daredevil type predator in order to hunt you down. And not a lot of people have those skills. I guess if you wanted to get them twice, is you would pepper spray them and then you would hit them with one of those fog horns, one of those air horns, like a fucking burp. You go fucking pepper spray. And then they're two senses down. And then now they're going to have to smell their way into assaulting you. So then, and also probably the pepper spray fucks with your smell too, I would imagine. Does pepper spray fuck with your smell, producer? Let's get a hard one on that. Okay, but the Taser Knife Fighting Championship. This is what I'm really looking for when it comes to different types of combat sports. We had Karjitsu, so we're changing the environment. Pepper spray does fuck with your smell?
Yeah, it fucks with your sense of smell, and also the heat and all the spiciness completely ruins all your senses. Disorientates you.
Oh, so your taste and everything will get fucked too. All right, so pepper spray plus air horn is kind of the best thing you could do. Just bring the air horn as well. The air horn is now added self-defense because then he'll be like, what's going on? I can't hear. He's covering his ears and he's going blind. But yeah, what I like, the car jitsu, the phone booth fighting. These are things we've talked about on the pod before. These are things that I enjoy. Taser knife. I'm like, how do we keep evolving combat sports? Because UFC is awesome. I love the UFC, but the UFC is like, we put two guys in a cage and they're both really good at fighting. One guy's gonna wrestle, one guy's gonna punchy punch, and then one guy's gonna win. Or sometimes they both draw, very rarely, or it's a no contest. But I want new and interesting ways to make fighting exciting, guys. So the taser knife, it's non-lethal, but it still hurts a lot. So if we had other stuff like paintball fighting, like two guys, both of them got paintball guns. You got to shoot the other guy down with paintball guns. And there's a whole like system of reloading. Like if while you're reloading, the other guy can shoot you. So you got to be careful not to blow your load while you're in there, so that while you're reloading, the other guy's just going to unload on you. Stuff like that. Whoa, that was a lot of pauses there. Blow your load. A guy's going to unload on you. We're on the freak shit mentality right now. The freak shit has gone to my mind. P. Diddy's in my head. But taser knives. Can we go bring up the first video, producer? Show me the taser knife fighting championship first video. Two dudes in a standoff, ready to...
Are you ready?
Yes.
Blue corner, are you ready?
TKFC. And these guys are using like jiu-jitsu style tactics, rolling all over the place, knowing that you can get a guy in different places, different areas. Oh, yeah. Oh, and then it goes for the takedown. Looks like he's trying to taser his balls. Oh, this guy's getting the shit. He's tasering his spine. My God, probably one of the worst places to get tasered. I think I would prefer maybe dick. I would prefer over spine, but not balls. Oh, yeah, this guy's on the... You never want to be on your back in a taser knife fight. Oh, yeah, he's getting tasered like a motherfucker. There we go. Thank you, producer. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, that we need to bring in new shit that can hurt people and make the fights interesting. Like I was saying before, like, let's bring in more elements, more elemental damage. Let's have let's do a freak shit style fighting championship. The whole floor is slippery with baby oil, and then it's two people slip and sliding all over the place. You gotta try and kick a guy while you're sliding on one leg. People are flopping all over the ground. Submissions, good luck. That's the kind of shit we're looking for, dude. And let's do it in like a casting couch scenario. Let's have the whole floor covered in plastic, everything covered in saran wrap. But there's like the casting couch in there, and there's also like the desk and everything and the camera. Let's set up the vibe that it's like you're you're being preyed upon, and you're getting also slip and slide action in there. That stuff, I think that's cool. I think this is a way we can make it all better. And I think these things don't need to be fair. I think that's part of what this experimental fight stuff needs to be. It needs to be entertaining. It doesn't need to be fair. Like, there is one of my favorite fight videos of all time. It's just called Dildo Fight. And it's a fight between a gigantic dildo and a cat of nine tails. I put it in the folder. If you see the link there, producer. Bring me Dildo Fight. Dildo Fight. This is for the audio listeners. This is just a dude. One dude has a gigantic whip and a shield. Another dude has a gigantic dildo and maybe he doesn't have a shield. Maybe he's two-handing the dildo. He's going Elden Ring style two-handed weapon. That's your choice. You get to get. It's like, am I going to be a one-handed weapon guy with a shield, or am I going to be a two-handed guy who just use one big giant club? Now, before, like, if you're a listener right now, if you're listening on Spotify, there's probably a poll. We're allowed to put polls on Spotify. I'm putting a poll in the comments right now. I'm going to put dildo or cat of nine tails, and I want you to pick. And if you're at home, Just pick who you think would win. Is it a guy with a big whip or a guy with a big dildo? Who do you think would win this competition? They're also wearing like pseudo armor. It looks like they have taped some cardboard to their bodies. So that gives you an extra element as to who might win. All right, producer, let's let this fly. Let this fly. This is good old YouTube days. 44 seconds was enough. Yeah, dildo guy falls. He's getting whipped. Whip guy's coming at him hard. They're doing this just at a park, too. Oh, and then dildo guy's getting in there, dude. Oh, he's doing spin around tactics. This is on a volleyball court. Oh! So if you're a video watcher, you know who won. You know who just won. 7 Paladin dildo plus human face equals, well, you saw what happened. Of course, the dildo wins. Now, if I was just, because a whip is already a weapon, so you think whip would win. Dildo fucking dominates whip. You got to really be good with the whip to make it. That's the thing, is the whip is a finesse weapon. So you need a skilled individual behind it in order to make it worse. The dildo is a clubbing weapon. Any fucking monkey can use a club, dude. I don't need to go to club school. I pick up a stick and I hit. That's how I go. And one of the best parts of that video is it's clearly at some rec center that has like a volleyball, like a beach volleyball court out front, and they're just bashing each other with some shitty camera setup. This is back in the day before influencers were everywhere and phone cameras were everywhere. So if you saw someone set up a camera, you're like, oh, these fucking idiots are making content. When you were making content out in the wild, people were just like, these people are psychos. You left them alone like homeless people. Like, oh, these crazy guys. Little did they know they were making sweet, beautiful art that was going to tantalize my brain. But back to my point is that I want to see more fight stuff like this. Let's get unorthodox and uneven. I don't care that there was clearly one weapon that was better than the other. I want to see uneven fights with uneven weapons. Let's do dildo whip. Let's do like a guy who's got like a metal fist and another dude who has a metal foot. Let's mix shit up. I want to see clashes of titans. Let's go back to the like olden days of UFC when it was like master of one martial art versus a master of another martial art. I want there to be, now everyone's like, I'm a well-rounded fighter. Fuck well-rounded. I don't care if the well-rounded guy can beat most people. I want to see extreme kick guy versus sumo wrestler. Let's go back to freaks, dude, and get the steroids back in there. Get them juiced up. I want to see everyone like the Pride days, Pride fighting days, when Shogun would leap into the air and heel stomp into a guy's head and be high on steroids and whatever other drugs. When Bob Sapp was 300 pounds and still had abs, that was the golden age of combat sports. Let's get back. I want to be back, dude. A battle royale style would be great as well. Battle royale, like let's get fucking, 100. Let's do 100. The classic battle royale number is 100. Let's get 100 fighters. Let's hide shit in houses. Different things that could aid your fight. So let's say you go into a house, you find, because it can't be too extreme. It can't be like a gun. We can't just lay guns around and they start blasting each other. That takes away from the fun. They still need to be able to scrap. Can't be a sword because a sword is still too extreme. But you get like, maybe hand wraps. Hand wraps are in a place. You're like, okay, I can wrap my hands up. Or rope. I don't know if you see some of the Thai guys, they wrap their hands in rope. So if you're punching dude, you got the rope on, you're probably at an advantage over the other guy. Let's say there's smelling salts or adrenaline in one of the places. So you could just shoot yourself up with adrenaline and be like, okay, now I'm fighting at an advantage for sure because I'm hopped up on drugs. These are the things we hide in the houses. Everyone gets dropped, and we do it full battle bus style. We fly like a big plane over top of an area, and then we do. Why not do the whole thing correctly? Because the whole thing of battle royale, it's based on like a Korean movie where they put like bombs around prisoners' necks and then they all get dropped in an area, and then if they're not in the safe area, the bomb around their neck explodes and kills them. I don't know if we have to go that extreme, but we should have something life-threatening that's moving in. Maybe a ring of fire that slowly burns. So it's like, do you want to go out in the fire? Go out in the fire. We can figure out how to do that in a controlled way, probably. I'll leave that to the producers. But we drop all these people in an area. And every time two people see each other, or three or four, however you want to play it, one guy can hide in the bushes the whole time. That could be an advantageous tactic, but you start battling it out. Then you take a dude out, you knock him unconscious. It's still unconscious, or tapping will allow it, at least on the first one. If tapping's too boring, then no tapping allowed. You can break it. Then... or you get to take his stuff. So if he had some adrenaline on him, he had maybe brass knuckles. Brass knuckles are a good one. That gives you a good punching advantage. Or maybe, body armor would be a good one too, because you can fucking protect yourself from certain strikes. A whip, we'll get a whip in there too. A whip would be good, because a whip is like a long distance thing, and you can kind of maybe get a few good whips off before he closes the gap if he's just going to kind of charge in. Like if a guy has... like, say we gave him, he has like arm pads on. That's what he found. And then another dude has a whip and he's just blocking as he runs in and a guy's whipping at him. These two things kind of counter each other, or the arm pads counter the whip. See, this is now we're making fighting. It's not about fighting being fair or fighting being a true example of the sport and what people can learn in combat sports. It's about it being extremely entertaining. That's what I think Power Slap is trying to do, but Power Slap is too one-dimensional. It's like guy gets slapped in the face, guy gets slapped in the face. What happens when a dude who's hopped up on adrenaline and another guy who has like a metal glove on, what happens when the two of them meet in the living room of an abandoned home? And we have bombs. We did put bombs on them. We put bombs in their neck and they'll explode and kill them if they don't fight each other right away. What happens? That's a more interesting. You don't have the answer to that. You do not have the answer to that. So that's a more interesting outcome, I think. How will we do it? I don't know. They're redoing that movie Running Man with apparently Sydney Sweeney and her big fat hogs, which I love. You like Sydney Sweeney's tits?
I would say I like her tits, but her as a person, not really.
You don't like her as a person? What do you have against her?
Not like just her. The rest of her, outside of her chest, I'm like, eh.
Oh, you don't think she's that cute?
Nah.
See, Kay, I said Sydney Sweeney she's not too hot. She's like hot enough. And people got really upset. People got like, she's so hot. And I was like, no. She's like an 8.5. She's like an 8.5. Like if I saw Sydney Sweeney bartending somewhere, I wouldn't be like, oh my God. I wouldn't be like, why is that bartender so hot? I would just be like, oh, that bartender's really hot. That's how it is. We're talking about Sydney Sweeney on the Patreon as well. I already said that, I think. Okay, let's get into some write-ins, guys. Write-in time for you little sluts. All right, first write-in of the day. Oh, yeah, we wanted to do this fisting one. So, like I said, I've been following up with some of these people because we're getting the write-ins, and sometimes I'm like, is this write-in real? Is it fake? What's going on with the write-in today, guys? But this one was real. I followed up with this one. So this one was, I recently let a guy who's been trying to have sex with me for 5 years hit it, and he tried to fist me and ended up ripping my pussy to the point where I bled everywhere. I healed and we're all good now, but it was a pretty intense situation. This is what I get for letting a 25-year-old have sex with me. I don't think 25 is that so young that you think you can shove a fist in a pussy. Like, I feel like you learn at a reasonable age that most pussies aren't fist size. Even post-birth, those pussies, you can't get a full fist up in there. I don't think I've put 4 in. But you know when they're kind of overlapping? When your hands kind of turn into like almost a fin? And then I've done that where I've gotten 4 in. And I felt like I was pushing it a bit. But she seemed like she was into it. She seemed like she liked the stretching of it. But yeah, the 4, like, your 4 going in like this. Like you have almost like a claw hand. But the whole fist is another thing. Because even if you get your whole hand in there, and if it goes in like a spear, that's not as intense as the fist. The fist is kind of one more surface area, I think, in one outward direction. The circumference of your fist is going to be more stretching out the vagina. But to think, like, that's a wild thing to think. That you're like, I can just fist this person. And I did follow up with them, and I was like, oh, that's crazy. And they said, well, like, I don't mind fisting. So I guess there must have been something discussed between the two of them prior where she said, like, maybe you could fist me. And he was like, oh, yeah, hot dog. But he thought you could start with the fisting, where fisting is like you work up to fisting. You need to go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, spear, and then you maybe try and like slowly, you need to get that freak shit lube on your hand, and you just sort of work it in at the right angles, and then you pop it in, and then you can start doing the schlup, 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 just punching the uterus, literally giving her uterus uppercuts. Imagine you could do hand after hand. There actually is a butt fisting video I've seen where the dude is like just like like he's like just punching into this chick's butthole like one after the other, and it's fucking crazy. I don't know if I could. I mean, we can't even show that, so there's no point in bringing up that video. But yeah, people be getting fisted at a serious intensity. But then you got to think about what's that going to feel like on your hog. Like, it's like cool to be like, yeah, I fisted a lady, but then it's probably not going to feel too good on the hog. Gotta factor in all these things, guys. There's a lot of different equations that need to be put into place. Okay. Let's do the next write-in. Hairy beehole forest. Okay, or should I trim that sucker down? Now, it all depends on what you're using it for. Is your butthole so hairy that when you poop, you have to like sort of pinch the hair with the toilet paper and pull poop out of the hair? Like if you shower before you poop, is there always poop particles or will nots, as some people call them, because they will not come out? Some people call them like grape buds or grape seeds or something. There's a whole bunch of different names for them. But are you getting so much poop in this hair on your butt that it's an issue? That you have to like look in the mirror after to see if there's any poop floating around? That like the poop laced hair is then sort of getting pressed to your butt and is almost like caked onto your ass? Is that kind of stuff happening? If that's the case, you should probably trim it down. If someone's going in and eating that thing as well, if you're like a dude who likes to get his butt eaten, and also like how, is this a purely crack situation? Is it like your two cheeks are meeting and then you have, it looks almost like a taco of hair that's floating around right in the center? That it looks like your ass has a mohawk? Is that how much hair is there? But just in the crack. If it's going onto the cheeks too, if you have like sort of fur that reaches out, and maybe you're of an age where it's almost graying as well, you have like gray hairs on your ass cheeks, you might want to do something about that. You might want to go to an esthetician and get that waxed down, dude. And yes, and like I said, especially if you want it to get eaten. If you want a lady to come in and munch your butt, it's unfair for her to have to go through all this hair to eat the ass. You don't want to lick a lollipop that's hairy. You want it to be smooth, my guy. Smooth. So if you feel that you want your butthole eaten a ton, then you really, really, really got to get in there and clean that thing out, my guy. Because you said forest. So I'm really thinking it's so dense you can't see through it. Like I'm almost seeing like a strip of my head hair running down your butthole. I feel like you have lower back hair too. That's what I'm thinking. Your gooch must be out of control as well. Like that whole situation has to be not good. Do you own a bidet? You might have to get a bidet into the mix to start rinsing out your butthole a little bit more. I think all those things could help your butt function a little bit better. Okay? So I'm going to say yes. Go in there, get your butt waxed, go to a nice lady. Like, you know what you should actually do is find one of your lady friends and ask them which esthetician do they go to. Which, if you don't know what an esthetician is, it's like all the ladies who do the pussy waxing and all this stuff. Because girls got the scoop on that. Like the same way if you wanted to find like where's the best bar to watch UFC, and that's a dude thing. We got that on lock. Which Home Depot has the best wood? We got that shit on lock. Like this is that if there's something that ladies have on lock so deeply, it's like go to this place. Ask for Marianne. She's going to give you the Brazilian special, and she's going to wax your ass like crazy. And apparently getting your butthole waxed doesn't hurt a lot. That's what the girlies say. The girlies say, like, the butthole is the easiest part. I think it's like kind of the inner thighs that really burn. That's the area that makes you go, ugh, yee. But the butthole, there's something about our butthole that it's just immune to pain, or at least more immune to pain than other areas of the body. It can take punishment, but I guess part of what it does is it just farts and shits all day, so it needs to be able to withstand a certain amount of punishment. Like sometimes you eat something real spicy and it comes out and it's like sizzles your ass real hot. You ever take a big spicy poop, producer?
Oh yeah, I'm Mexican. That's like half my shits.
Yeah, half your shits are big spicy guys, eh?
Yeah.
I haven't taken a big spicy guy in a while, but every time I do, I go, I did this to myself. It's always like one time, I don't think I've told this story on the podcast. One time I was working at this brunch spot, and the lady who owned it brought this like Scotch bonnet hot sauce in, and it was so good. Her like neighbor who was Caribbean made it. And I was literally like lathering it onto eggs. They would make these eggs with this salmon and like salmon and caviar and this like sour cream thing in it. It was so good. And I would take this hot sauce and I would lather it all over those eggs, and I would eat it, and it would be so spicy that I wouldn't even really chew it. I would just kind of like squish it around in my mouth, and I'd be like, and then I would swallow these gulps of it. But it tasted so good. But I was just pounding hot sauce into my belly. And so that was what I did on the Saturday. And then I was also working there on the Sunday. And on the Sunday, I'm walking to work because this place was walking distance. So I'm walking to work, la-di-da-di-da-di-da, and I'm probably about 75% of the way there. And at this point, I'm like crossing a school field. Remember, it's a Sunday. No one's there, and it's early. This is a brunch spot. I'm getting to work at like probably 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning. My bowels just go like glip, gloop. And they're basically like, you're shitting right now. You're shitting right now because this hot sauce has just hit the intestines, and the intestines want nothing to do with it. So I'm like halfway through this field, and I kind of walk back towards the school, and there was one of those big, those big stone benches. They're like a stone sort of picnic table things where there's like a bench on either side and a big table, and it's all made out of stone. I squat beside it, and I just take the hottest, liquidiest dump of all time and just glug, 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 just out of my butthole. Because my options right then were to either take a pub, and I remember it was a misty day too, which I was really happy about. It was quite foggy, so it's like I'm kind of hidden in the fog taking this shit. Like if someone snuck up on me, they would see this just figure squatting and shitting. They would smell me before they saw me, and they'd be like, "What is that over there?" And they'd be sort of wading through the fog, like they have their little lantern light that's like, is someone there? Is someone over there? And they just hear like just the poop, these like fart noises and stuff coming out of my butt. Who is that? Who's someone out there? And I just shit. Because yeah, my options were to take that public shit or to shit my pants. And if I shit my pants, I would have both shit my pants, and then I would have had to go all the way back home, shower, clean off, and then go to work. I would have been late for work too. And then when I show up late for work, they'd be like, "Why are you late?" And I would be like, "I shit my pants. I ate too much Scotch bonnet hot sauce, and I shit my pants." And then they would all laugh and laugh and laugh and be like, "Ha ha, Che shit his fucking pants. And he was late for work." Which, honestly, that's a good card you can only play once. Maybe once a year. If you play it once a year though, like if you play it more than once, it has to be like I have an issue. I have like a what's that? Not bipolar. What's the gut one?
IBS.
IBS. I got IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. You have to have a thing that's like, hey, I shit my pants sometimes, so sometimes it's gonna affect when I get to work. But if you play because if you're real late for work, and they go, what the fuck? Why are you late, dude? When you're so late, you fucking up we're all setting up here without you. You have to go, and you go, I shit my pants. They go, all right, this one's a freebie. You get a mulligan on this guy. You're allowed to shit. You can get away with shitting your pants once. After that, they go, okay, bro, you need to stop shitting your pants. You're shitting your pants again? Come on, grow up. But I decided to shit next to this stone table. And I have no idea what happened to that after. I have no idea if someone came and cleaned it up, what happened there, if it rained later that day, if the misty dew built up on top of it, if there was just little dew droplets on top of my shit. I will tell you that I didn't eat that Scotch bonnet hot sauce again. I looked at it every time it was in the fridge and I went, you're not getting me. You're not getting me, you delicious little treat. I know you're good, but God, do you make me shit fire right out of my asshole, bro. I can't even remember how we got here. We're talking about waxing your ass? Yeah, okay, holy shit. We are on a detour, guys. Okay, another write-in. Top 3 best lubes / oil brands just in general. It just has this rock on emoji after. I thought this was very apt since we were talking about the freak shit earlier. So when I saw this write-in, I was like, well, that's kind of perfect for what we've been talking about. I will say, number 1, across the board, coconut oil. But you need to get the right kind. I can't remember what brand I get, because there's 2 kinds of coconut oil. And it's not even like, one's cold pressed, one's not, da-da-da-da-da. There's ones that smell like oil, and they smell bad. And there's ones that smell like coconut, and they taste like coconut. You need to get those ones. Those are the ones I put on my skin. Those are the ones I moisturize with, because you don't want to smell like oily oil. Oily oil smell bad. Coconut smell good. People like coconut. It's a refreshing scent, a tropical scent. It's a thing people like that goes up their nose. They like it on their food. Some people don't like coconut flakes on stuff. I love coconut flakes on stuff. Give me a Bounty. I like that chocolate bar. But that is the number one. But that you can't have an all-purpose coconut oil. You can't be like, I use this coconut oil for cooking and my body. My jar of coconut oil stays in my bathroom. It doesn't go near the kitchen, okay? My kitchen oil, I'm either using olive oil or I'm using butter. Both bad lubes. Don't want to use those for lubes. But coconut oil is safe. Very few people are allergic to coconut. I've never even come across someone who's allergic to coconut, which would be a crazy thing. Could you imagine? Because I'm lubing up my body in coconut oil. Sometimes right before I go to a date or I go to a sneaky link, I lube up my body in coconut oil because you just get out of the shower and then you moisturize after the shower. And you could imagine I start making out with her and we're fucking rolling around. We're both naked. And she just starts breaking out in hives all over. There was coconut oil on my dick. It got in her pussy and she's like, and I infected her like I'm rogue, but like a reverse rogue. I don't know. I would like I'm a mutant where if you touch my skin, you break out in a disgusting hive, like you've been poisoned. So that's never happened, is what I'm saying. So it's a safe bet, coconut oil. Like sometimes I do check. Sometimes I go like, hey, are you allergic to coconut oil? I know if I freshly lubed or if you're allergic to coconuts. But that one, you can just slap it right on the pussy. Gloop, gloop. It works great. You can just grease it onto your hog. It works great. It tastes great, too. It's not low-cal. Definitely not low-cal. But it's probably your best, cleanest. You're getting organic. It's no GMOs, no bullshit. You're not getting weird shit in your body. Honestly, it's the only one I use. So for the other 2, I'm not sure. Producer, do you use lube at all?
Yeah, I'm a Astroglide person.
Astroglide. That's a good name for lube.
Yep.
Where'd you find Astroglide?
Like, where can you buy it?
Yeah.
It's available at like every major drugstore, retail location. Like you can get it at Target or CVS.
Yeah, Target has a whole sex section. You can go into Target. They got the vibrators. They got the dildos. They got all that kind of stuff over there. So Astroglide. All right, we're putting Astroglide on the list. I like that name so much.
Yeah, it's cool. And it comes in like a pinkish, purplish container.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
I like pinkish, purplish. Those are good colors. I like the space theme where astronauts sliding into the puss, dude. Futuristic. Let me put on my spacesuit real quick. Ha ha. I'm not even a really big condom guy, but I know, I think it was not Skims. Skims is like the what the ladies call it, shapewear that makes fat chicks look skinny or skinnier. Which is like, these chicks got so many scams, man. They're putting on like some of the there's this one Chinese chick who shows it was specifically Chinese ladies who are probably the best at makeup in the world, because the shit they do, their eyeballs literally look bigger, and I think maybe that's part of the filter they're using or something. But this one chick cuts her face in half and does one side, and they like put tape on the side of their eyes to like make their eyeballs bigger. They put like weird contacts in to make their eyeballs bigger. They do the shit they do to their face. They look like dolls at the end, but I'm like, that's not the same person. But they got that shit. They got the shapewear. They got fake hair on their head. The fake eye. I know people have said this stuff so many times before, but it is crazy, the mastery of disguising that ladies are going to. It's like Mission Impossible, putting on like the digital face over their face. Dude, the filters are so serious. There's been a couple dates I've gone on where I've shown up and I was like, like, do you use that much filter in your pictures? You use that much filter? Come on. Give me at least a little bit of genuine look. But we didn't give you a top 3, but we gave you a top 2. And I think that's satisfactory. So let's go. We got one more write-in that we're going to wrap it up. This episode might be a little bit shorter than the other ones. We'll probably wrap in maybe at like 55 or something. But as I told you before, I'm not feeling 100% today. So if we go 5 minutes short, I think that's fair, guys. I think that's fair. Last write-in. Will AI porn actually be a thing? Yes. I mean, it already is a thing. People are enjoying AI porn on a multitude of levels. Not only can you take like a fictional character and then digitize them in a very provocative way, which was already going on, but you kind of that was like the job of a 3D model artist who would take like Lara Croft, and then there's always that one case. I don't know why it's always this one. Producer, tell me if you've seen this one. But there's always one where it's Lara Croft and she's getting banged by a horse.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've seen it. It's like it's on like ads and stuff. Like there'll be like an ad for a porn, like check out this porn game and come in 2 minutes. And it'll be Lara Croft getting banged by a horse. I don't know why it's always a horse. Why people want to see Lara Croft get banged by a horse. But apparently that's what the public is into. And I've seen it where it comes inside her, then it comes out her mouth. And you're like, holy shit, dude. Holy shit. That can't be good for your internals, bro. That's that's worse than the Scotch bonnet hot sauce. I got to tell you, that's going to rip you out from the inside. Can't be getting blasted with so much cum that it comes out your mouth, bro. But that was the job of a sophisticated, well-talented 3D artist before. Now people, I don't know which AI platform is letting you do it, because a lot of AI platforms have restrictions on doing like adult-themed content, but there's clearly some that do, because oh, shit, that was me. Are we good? Are we good on the sound? Okay. Yeah, I was fucking around with the cord a little too much, guys. There's clearly some that allow you to do some wild shit, because I've seen it. And so now people are just able to be like, beep, up, put in like 3 prompts, like fucking, who's someone horny? Jessie from Pokemon, huge boobs, oiled, big areolas. You put that in, and then it generates the image, and then it'll generate a bunch of images. Generate? Did I seriously say generate? Jesus Christ. Generate a bunch of images, and then you pick, I go this one, I go that one. This is all hearsay, by the way. I haven't done this. Maybe I'll do it just for research for the pod. But yeah, AI porn is happening on that level. And then you'll be able to do it with people. You'll be able to like go to your neighbor's Instagram, like, take a picture of her, put her into a thing, and then porn generate her without her even knowing. I've said this before. In the future, everyone will be jerked off to. Everyone. There was that Andy Warhol thing. He said, in the future, everyone will be famous. I'm saying right now, he said everyone will be famous or everyone will have 15 minutes of fame. Can you bring up the Andy Warhol quote for me? He was apparently like a CIA op or something like that. But I'm saying in the future, everyone will be jerked off to. Every single person will be jorked to. And that's just the facts. Them just be the facts, dude. But beyond that, yeah, well, because what I'm saying is the reason everyone will be jerked off to is because anyone will be able to take your pictures, anything you put online, and will be able to put it into a program that then sexualizes you, puts you on whatever kind of body, and has you perform whatever kind of sex act. Without you, you'll never, if you have images online, they will be able to do that to you. In the future, everyone in the world will be famous for 15 minutes, which is kind of happening. It's kind of happening. He was like, he's not far off from it. We're kind of getting that 15 minutes of fame for everyone right now. But I'm saying in the future, everyone will be jerked off to for 15 minutes or more or less. It depends on how long you want to jerk off to someone for. But another element of AI porn is that people are now getting like an emotional thing, a relationship thing. So you're able to, some of these porn stars have like a chat thing where like these OnlyFans girls where you can log into their AI chat thing and you can chat to them as if it's them and it talks to you back and forth and gets dirty. And it's like that old thing where you would call in and it would be like, oh, I'm not wearing panties, but you're doing it in a chat format. The communication kink for some people is going to be satisfied via AI and no human interaction. That's wild. That's crazier. It's one thing for people to generate an image that is horny and we're still in the realm of visual, but stimulating you in a way that feels like you have some sort of companionship and someone's talking to you and someone's interested in you and you're getting to come off of that, that's a dark mirror or Black Mirror-esque type thing. But anyways, guys, that's been Dark Holes. Dark Holes with Chader. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. Of course, we're going to be moving on to the Patreon episode right after this. If you guys need more Dark Holes content, go check us out over there. Besides that, I don't know. We're done. Bye.